Hello, welcome to Yoga for Travelers. This is a series of 8 yoga stretches that I've put together so that when you're on a long seated journey, such as in an airplane or in an automobile, you'll be able to keep yourself refreshed, energized, and flexible during the trip. The poses today will be demonstrated by Jill Norton, and you can follow along with Jill as I describe each pose. Now, during your trip, you can do the poses individually, or you can put them together in a series. The goal is that when you reach your destination, you'll feel refreshed, flexible, and alert. So let's begin. Spine from the tailbone up through the top of your head. Keep your chin slightly tucked, elbows into the side, press your feet into the ground in front of you. This is chair mountain pose. And in this position, take several deep breaths in and out of your nose. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And the next pose that we're going to do is some shoulder shrugs. So raise your shoulders up slowly towards your ears and then drop them quickly. And do that a couple times. And you can also do it one shoulder at a time. Thanks, Jill. Okay, the next one, keeping your feet where they are, you're going to lift and lower your heels several times, pressing into your toe pads as you lift and lower, lift and lower. One more time, lift and lower. And then bring the heels back slightly so you can lift and lower your heels. Toes. And stretch your toes out. Really free those toes. Liberate the toes. One more time. And then come back to neutral position and we're going to do a twist. So keeping your sits bones firmly on the chair, you're going to take your hand to the outside of your opposite thigh. And we're going to twist from the waist, keeping the shoulders back and the chin tucked and the head right up straight. So don't look down, just looking straight ahead with your chin tucked. And don't turn the head any farther than the body because this is really a spinal stretch, not a head stretch. So take a few breaths here and then come back to the center and twist around to the other side. Beautiful. Just feel that opening. And come back to the center, to neutral position. And then we're just going to do some leg lifts. So lift and lower from the, lift and lower your knees 5 times. So lift and lower your leg. Keeping your leg parallel as you lift and lower it. Don't let the thigh bow out or in. One more time. And then do the other leg. And you notice how she has an easier time keeping her legs straight with one leg than the other. That means that hip is looser. That's all that means. So you may notice when you're lifting and lowering that one leg lifts a lot easier to keep straight than the other one. The next move is our cat and cow. So bring your fingertips down over the front of your knees, straighten out your arms, and arch your back and drop your shoulders and head. And then arch your back in the opposite direction and swing your head forward. And continue in that movement, arching backwards, and then keeping the hands where they are. Sweep the chest through those hands. And the slower you do that movement, the better. So do it a little slower. And then come back to neutral. Next pose is a good hip stretch. We're going to lift one lower leg over the opposite thigh. And then sitting up nice and straight, you should feel a good stretch in that bent leg hip. Does it feel stretchy, Jill? Yeah. So if you really lift your tailbone up and press down into your sits bones, you should get an even greater stretch. Take a nice deep breath here. And now let's do the other leg. Okay, so again, sitting up nice and straight, lengthen through the spine, press down through the sits bones. Deep breath in
and release. You can let that leg come down. Feels so good she doesn't want to let it come down. Our final stretch is the cow face pose. So we're going to place your hand on your shoulder and then lift that elbow up and reach the hand back to the spine behind you, keeping the head and neck straight. Breathe. Press into those feet. And now let's do the other side. Stretching out the side body, the ribs there. Breathe. And release.